One of the questions I get all the time when I post pictures about gear or my studio, people are always asking me what stands I use with my keyboards. And I want to tell you about them. This is not a sponsored video. There's no financial incentive for me to do this. I just believe in this particular product and I wanted to share it with you because I get asked about it all the time. So the stands I'm using are called Standtastic. The model is either 102 or 103 KS, as in keyboard stand. The thing I love about these stands is kind of like the old A-frame stands back in the 80s. They give you all that flexibility. You can put your keyboards at different angles and different heights, really any way you want. It takes some experimentation to get them right. But the thing I like about these is they're much heavier duty than an A-frame stand. Every A-frame style tube stand I've ever had, they bounce and they wiggle when you play, especially with heavy keyboards, and I can't stand that. Pardon the pun. I like my keyboards to be solid. I like to be able to bang on them and there's no wiggle, there's no bounce. And, you know, $5,000 synth like an Oberheim here, you don't want that falling. So I just can't say enough good stuff about those Standtastic stands. They are really rigid. They fold up to just, you know, a column basically if you want to transport them. But they're perfect for the studio. The other thing I love about them is they're not made of tubing. You know, I don't know if people know this, but back in the 70s and 80s, those ultimate support stands, they were made from hang glider parts. And you know, I'm just not a fan of that. I don't know about you, but for me, I like my studio to look clean and presentable, and I've got a lot of keyboards. So if I had those tube stands, if you look at pictures of those, like the Jaspers or whatever, they stick out beyond the sides of your keyboards. And so if you have multiple keyboards like I do, you know, there's a foot or so between them. You can't get them right up next to each other like I have mine here. So, you know, the Standtastic stuff, you can put your keyboards right up next to each other because the stands, the uprights are behind your keyboards, not to the sides. So anyway, I don't know if this is helpful. I hope it is. But just wanted to tell you what my stands are. I added a fourth stand. I've got, I think, 20 hardware synths in the room right now. And they're all on these Standtastic stands. So there you go. Last thing, the 103 KS, which is the model that I have, they come with 3 tiers, but you can add more. I have 4 tiers on almost all of mine. And, you know, again, you can change the height, you can change the angle, you can change the depth, and they do hold very heavy keyboards. I think they're rated at, gosh, it might be 100 pounds per tier or something like that. Anyway, there you go. I hope this is helpful. Thank you and stay in touch.